The question you have to ask yourself more importantly, how valuable is your time? Do you really want to gamble with your business for 24 months only to start back at square one all over again when you know this information is available to you?
Rise and shine, Value Farm family. Welcome back to another episode of The Farm. If you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also turn your notification bells on not to miss out on any episodes of The Farm. And of course, to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of the family and also loving Value Farm. Well guys, we are back at The Farm. It's an exciting day. Today my mood's a little bit lower, but I need to get the energy for this video right here. But nevertheless, we are back at the farm. It is exciting. The sun is out. There are so many activities that are being done here. And I promised you guys in the previous video that I will be updating you guys on the pig section, on the pig project, because most of you guys have been really requesting for such videos. Guys, your wish is our command. We always provide what you guys want. So we are here, of course, to take you guys along with us on our journey and also give you some inspiration, some encouragement as we are on this journey of pig farming as well. Not only pig farming, we shall also give you, of course, other updates of the farm so that you can, know what is actually happening and other things that we are currently doing. Because remember, as a farmer, you have to be very flexible. If there's something that is going to work for you, go for it. If something doesn't work for you, please leave it aside. That's how it is as a farmer. And remember, learning does not stop. So you keep on learning each and every day. That's how it is in farming. So guys, on this particular video right here, I'll be sharing with you guys some of the basic tips that beginner farmers can learn about pig farming, or if you're really thinking of starting a pig farm, some of the things that you need to put into consideration as well. Some of the things that I really want to stress out are these key points that you need to note down. And if you have your notebook, please get a book and paper so that you can note them down, because this is very vital information and this information is going to help you in the long run. So one of the things that you need to know about pig farming, what are you going to do first? Do your research, get some training, visit other farms so that you can get some knowledge about pig farming. If you do not have the knowledge, guys, I don't know what you're really thinking about, because with whatever project that you're going to start as a farmer, you have to have the knowledge. Knowledge is key in all these projects. So with pig farming, please, the best advice I would give you is to visit other farms, see how they are doing it, the procedures they are following in their farms. Go to other farms as well, compare so that you can come up with something that really works out for you, that you feel you're going to be very comfortable with. Then also reading. If you can read other magazines, you go to ebooks, you can definitely also do your research and also read about pig farming, because when you equip yourself with so much knowledge, guys, it is going to be very, very easy for you when you start this project. If you're not mentally prepared for this project, then things are not going to work out the way that you really want it to be. So you have to be physically prepared, mentally prepared, and also emotionally prepared. Because if you're not mentally prepared for the project, guys, and you're just looking maybe after the money because you've seen maybe Value Farm is doing pig farming and you're not really mentally prepared for this, things are going to fall apart and you're going to regret all the investment that you've put into this. Then another thing that I really wanted to stress out also for especially beginner farmers is for you to look for a location for the pig farm project that you're going to have. What location are you going to put it at? Is it a suitable location? Is it something that is going to be near the city center, far away from the people? Especially for pig farming, if you put it a little bit far away from the people, it is to your own advantage, and also health-wise, it is going to be very good for you. So I would really advise people out there, farmers out there who really want to do this project, to make sure that pick out a location that is a bit far away from so many people, because the health of the pigs is quite, risky if it's near the city, near the town. So your biosecurity has to be very key. So your location should really matter. As you can see here, our project is a little bit far from people. No one can really access here, and you should also limit people who come to your farm. So location is key if you're starting pig farming project. Then another point I should really stress out is also about your feeds. Pigs eat, and if you're not prepared, you are going to fail. It's not going to be easy. This is out of experience. So prepare your feeds. I know we've sung about this all the time, but make sure that you prepare your feeds. Make sure that you plant your maize, your soya, all the feeds that you really want to provide for the pigs. Of course, these other supplements is okay for you to buy from the shops. If you can even improvise and do the maggot farming, that is also good for you, because that is going to be more protein for your pigs as well. So feeds is really very key. Before even you stock in your pigs at your farm, make sure that you've planted, you've secured land, that you're going to have your maize available, because with the fluctuating prices of the maize, guys, it is not going to be fun. It's not good at all. So it's good for you to plant your feeds, then you definitely stock in. Now let's talk about stocking your pigs. Where are you going to get your pigs from? Where are you going to get the proper genetics? After you've done your research, after you've visited different farms, please select the proper genetics. Genetics is key everywhere in livestock, be it in goats, sheep, pigs. You need to focus on your genetics. Make sure that you're getting the right genetics that are going to really help you maximize profits in the long run. So go to reputable farms which have records, so that you can definitely get the genetics that you need to stock at your farms. Most of you have been really asking us, which kind of breeds do you guys have? I should share with you this, what we have at the farm currently. We do have the Canberras, we have the Landraces, we have the large whites as well. Then we also have some Hampshires. So those are the breeds that we have at Value Farm, and you can definitely also get some of the breeds that I have mentioned. So if you go to a reputable farm where you know that these are the right genetics, they are keeping their records, please source your pigs. And also for the beginners, please start small. Do not really go so much, go all in, because you're excited about the project. Start with a few animals so that you can learn from it. We have really focused on this so many times, and we've told you guys that starting small is a good idea, so that you can gain experience, so that you can expand with so much knowledge, so that when even you expand, you know what you are going to be doing, you know what you expect when you stock up. So that's what I should really say. I know I'm talking too much, but today is about giving you activities, but those are some of the tips that I wanted to share with you guys. Of course, I will be sharing with you guys also more tips as we go on with the video, so that you can learn something, guys. I don't want this to be boring, but let's go to the pig section so that I can show you guys our morning routine and you learn something. Let's go. Well, guys, we are right here, and I'm ready to share with you guys, some of the activities that we are doing in the pig section. The piglets are already feeding. These ones here, the big ones, the sows are already fed. They're already resting. But these ones, I think, are a little bit slower with the eating, and the eating bits, play around, that's how it is. Also cleaning, the morning cleaning has already been done, because as you know, we do wake up very early in the morning. At 6:30, we wake up, make sure that the house is cleaned before the feeding is done. So most of you have been wondering, what do you guys use for cleaning as well? So we are using some of the disinfectants as well. Of course, we use our detergent, then also disinfectants to clean this house. So those are some of the things that we really use. We use Biosafe for cleaning. We have our containers. They're not right here with me. They're outside because the cleaning has already been done. So you'll not see that, but we do use our clean water. Put a little bit of this BioSafe right here for disinfecting the walls, especially, and also the feeding troughs, and also the drinkers. So the feeding troughs are really cleaned very well because you don't want to put your feeds in troughs that are really very dirty. The thing with the pigs is, in case you put your feeds in a trough that is really dirty, trust me, they will just play around with it and they will not eat. So you may think, you know, the pigs are eating, yet they're not really eating anything. They will not even tamper with it. So make sure that you clean your feeding troughs properly, clean the drinkers properly so that it is safe for your animals as well. Animal health is really key at your farms in case you want to multiply, in case you want to have healthy animals at your farms. For the piglets, we make sure every morning we come and check. Our doctor comes to check the piglet sores, the bowers, make sure that they are healthy. The ones that are not feeling fine, we do have their special section so that we can treat and also monitor them carefully. So that's what really happens each and every morning. Then what else apart from the cleaning? Because with the cleaning it's quite detailed, not only scrubbing the walls with the because we scrub with the brushes. We have some brushes. They're always here, but I think they've just taken them out to dry. So really scrub and also dry them because the place has to be dried as well. You don't have to just scrub and leave the place really wet. So we scrub, dry everything so that it's clean enough. Then another thing is about spraying and also changing the wood shavings. Remember, in this house we are using, this is a no smell pig house, and we use the IMO system. I know most of you have been asking, the new people who have joined us, and they're asking, what is really IMO? This is the indigenous microorganisms. So that is the system we are using here, and it's also called stroke the deep litter system. Because why we call it the deep litter system? Because we do use the wood shavings to put on the flooring or on the bedding for the pigs to sleep. So as you can see right here, the wood shavings are right there. We have a detailed video on that, on how we constructed our deep litter system as well. So in case you go to the playlist, you definitely get into that video so that you can learn something on the deep litter system. So the house is really comfortable for them and it's really clean for your animals. Yeah, that is about the cleaning a bit. Then of course the feeding, we also feed them on time. So you make sure your pigs are fed on time. That's how they grow healthy. They also follow the routine, and these pigs know the routine that they follow each and every time. If you delay to give them the feeds, then you're going to get into problems. So guys, that is it. I also have my co-director right here. You know, we've been busy when we come. It is all about work. So I introduced and was making some few rounds, making sure that the animals are safe, the animals are okay, making sure that the routines are followed. I really appreciate him for that, because without him, you know, Value Farm wouldn't be here. Thank you so much for coming. Say hello to the viewers and also say something to them.
Well, hello everybody. My name is co-director Grafton, and you might have seen me in the background. A lot of you guys think we just come here to make content. We come here to work. We check on the animals, check on the staff. You have to do sometimes a moral test. What does that mean? You gotta come in, gotta talk to your people, especially when they least expect you, because yesterday we were here and today no one was expecting us. And like a ninja, we just appeared
Show up
without the smoke. We just come from the woods like gorillas in the mist. So, but when you get here, when they're not expecting you to be here, that's when you have to make sure you do all of your critical tests, you check, you see, you touch, you ask questions, and you respectfully demand answers, right? So, you know, what I can tell you guys, we have so many piglets. And I mean, like, most of the piglets are very close in age, but I'm so glad they're looking amazing. And thank you to many of you that actually has been reaching out to actually purchase piglets from us here as a team. It makes us feel really, really great. We actually have folks travel from all over the country, nationwide, to come and actually pick up piglets here from us. So for that, we appreciate the love. And nothing makes me and my partner feel better when we actually send our piglets off to their new home. And then we get pictures and videos when they actually produce. And then many of our buyers are so happy with the end result by getting the breeds from us here as a farm. So for those of you that have already purchased, thank you very much. For those of you that are on the fence thinking about the price, it's okay. Take your time.
Yeah.
Just let your neighbors pass you by. It's okay if you don't want to make the move. But when you're ready, just know that we're here for you. But do not let your neighbors come here first and get breeds from this farm and then establish their farm. And then you become second and third. It's going to be kind of tough. I'm just giving you the heads up, okay? But all jokes aside, you know, I don't know what my partner has actually been updating you guys on in terms of everything. But in terms of being at the farm, making sure that things are running the way it's supposed to, we always tell you guys you can have the best breed, you can have the most money, but if you don't have the right mechanisms in place, then you're definitely on the right path for you to fail. You know, there's a saying back home, those who don't have a plan are planning to fail. And so when it comes to business, it's 100% true, but particularly as it pertains to farming, you know? You can't just do everything all willy-nilly without having a plan. You have to understand, even, let me give you guys a perfect example, right? Even before, you know, in the very beginning, when we thought we were just going to do start to finish, before we decided to join other parts of the value chain, actually the supply chain, right? We thought we were just going to do start to finish, that we would just raise our pigs and we would just sell it to the processing facility and we would just take our money and go back to work, right? But in reality, even before we started growing at a large scale, we actually went out to find the buyers.
Yeah.
We actually went and spoke to several people, several organizations to prepare for what we actually knew we had down the pike. Like even here, when we literally have at least 100 piglets here. Different stages of age, some are closer to their mates than others in terms of age, right, and size. But I can tell you guys right now, we already know exactly what's going to be done. There's a certain percentage of these piglets that will be sold. There's a certain percentage of these piglets that we shall keep back to continue our breeding program. And there are some of the moms who have proven to not be such great moms. And guess what? They're going to have to pay the rent. And what does that mean? They're going to go off and make the good bacons that you guys will learn to appreciate from Value Farm coming soon. And so that's just what it is. You know, sometimes, you know, it could be your favorite pig, it could be your favorite goat, but if they turn out to not be good genetic match for your program, you have to call. I know it's not a sexy topic. No one actually likes to discuss the option of you calling animals that are not productive, animals that are not, you know, that don't meet the standard of your breeding program. But every serious farmer out there should understand, especially those of you that are starting out brand new. I hope you found this video in time. If you have an animal that have any genetic deficiency, i.e., if you have a goat that has overbites, that have issues with their gait, right, that don't meet the score, what do? You send that goat to the butcher. And if you have pigs that are terrible moms, that are stepping and suffocating their own offsprings, what do? You hope you can at least save like 75 to 80% of those offsprings. Both that mom and every single one of those piglets, unfortunately, have to ultimately be bred out of your program. So don't think you're gonna take a piglet that just happened to look really, really nice, but the mom was a terrible mom, and think just because that piglet looked like it has potential, you're gonna hold it back. Because those same genetic traits, chances are gonna carry over with that piglet, and you don't want to send that piglet from a terrible mom that you yourself don't want at your farm to somebody else's farm, because at the end of the day, when that piglet tends to produce and those traits continue, that's also going to be a negative mark on you, on your farm. So things for you guys to keep in mind.
Wow, thank you so much. I know you just came in and you had no idea of what I was telling them earlier on, but you came on point exactly, because I was giving them tips on how you can start a pig farm and giving them basics and of course the routines that we are doing right here. Yeah. So I already told them about, you know, genetics, and you've really stressed out properly, about culling them. That is really amazing. And all farmers out there, if you don't really have your notebook, I told you guys, get your pen and paper and note all these points, because these are key points for you and they're going to be helpful for you. So I could also stress about the structure, because I did not tell them about the structure that you can start with the beginners, with someone who is just trying to get into this.
That's so true, because a lot of you guys get intimidated, because even with us, just know we didn't start with this specific structure. And to be honest, as a company, Lord willing, as we continue to grow, this structure itself has to be improved.
Yeah.
You know, because we've seen the mistakes that we made, and we also understand how we can improve. You know, structures don't need to be this elaborate, you understand? But by the same token, it also helps to have something up to standard, right? Because this structure can last for a very long time, right? If it's properly maintained, properly kept. But by the same token, for those of you that are just starting, you don't even have to get the elaborate plumbing for your nipple drinkers. You can get like one of those drums, larger jerry cans, and you can actually fit a nipple there as well and have it be gravity fed to your pigs. So be creative. Don't put yourself in a box. Just understand, you know, there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's what my grandmother used to always say. So you just need to make sure, as long as you can find a way to improve, to get your pigs as much water as possible, right? Where water basically becomes a non-object. And that way they're gonna be able to eat more, they're gonna be able to put on more weight. The more they eat, the more rest they get. That's how you get the actual best option for the conversion, as long as you have the right genetics.
Yes.
Because if you don't have the right genetics, and I actually have a colleague of mine, you know, from the church, you know, they actually put their business plan together. So kudos, you know, and exactly my group, you guys know who I'm talking about, right? And they did their business plan, right? Everything from financials to the actual legacy of the reason they want to build the farm, to everything they want to do. And now they're ready to move forward, right? And it's so nice that they actually follow all the directions that we give them here, you know, and must do homework for the whole family is watching some of our videos.
Wow.
So which was really humbling, and I'm so grateful for the support from you guys, right? But what's amazing about that, initially, before they actually started to consume our content, you know, the number one question the leader of the group kept on asking me, how come these piglets are so expensive? And yet this person held back a secret.
Okay.
They actually had a batch of pigs.
Are you
That
serious?
happened to be the local. They had those pigs now for a fair amount of time. And then they're wondering, but why are they only about 30 kgs? And yet they've had them for more than 6+ months. They didn't grow. They tried their best to feed them the best they could. And guess what? That's why we always try to tell you guys, don't waste a year trying to cut corners on pricing, right? When you could have gotten out of the gate the right way. And you don't need a lot of these pigs. If you can only afford to get 2 or get 1 pregnant sow, do it. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna set you on the right path versus you getting the local pigs, right?
Quantity.
Then you're gonna wait for them to be ready to be served. And based on their body size, they're not gonna come into heat, you know, on schedule. So you're gonna have that pig for almost 8 months before you can serve it, maybe 9 months. And then you're gonna waste another 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days for them to deliver. And then you're gonna wait for those piglets to get to 2 months to wean them from their mom. Right now, you're already at like 16+ months. You're gonna literally waste almost 2 years because you're trying to save a few shillings. Whether you get them from us or you go to our friend Dr. Esther or you go to a reputable breeder, wherever you are, I don't care if you're in Malawi, my people, you guys know I love you from every corner of the globe, or you in Jamaica, Haiti, wherever. Sakpase to my people out there, okay? And so you just need to know that it's just like any other investment, you know? Side story, but important one. For you fellas out there that are thinking about getting married, in America, there's a rule to it. You must save at least 3 months of your salary to get that engagement ring.
Hey.
Well, you must treat this investment into your business the same exact way. You understand? We don't know how deep or how long your pockets might be, but the number one thing you know, this is a business. If you wanted to open a car garage, a car dealership, you would save, you would sacrifice, and you would try to get the best of the best. At least I hope so. You know, I'm an optimist. I like to think the best of people. I like to think you guys will try to do the best for your future customers out there.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, whether you purchasing goats or you buying pigs. Quantity doesn't matter. Quality does. And if you start out with the correct genetics, it's almost like you're getting like a 5 to 10 second race, you know, out of 4x1 relay. You're getting like at least a 5-second lead coming out of the block than everybody else who's standing still. So that's how you have to view it. I hope you can envision it. Don't cut corners. Don't try to save $20 that's going to end up costing you $600. The question you have to ask yourself, more importantly, how valuable is your time? Do you really want to gamble with your business for 24 months only to start back at square one all over again? When you know this information is available to you, when you know what you're supposed to do. Now, it's one thing when you didn't know, when you didn't have this information. You understand? And you literally are throwing darts with one, hand covering your eyes. You can't see. You literally taking stabs in the dark. But if you have this information and you don't follow it, and you feel like you know better, I'm not a vet, but I do have one on site. And I listen.
Experience.
And I there's another saying from back home. I'm full of them today. I don't know. I'm in rare form. And I got no sleep last night, so forgive me. Let me tell you guys something. You have to be wise enough to know what you don't know. And if the people who actually know, who's in the business, who's actually calling this, their business, this is how we basically feeding ourselves and our family. If we're giving you the cheat code, if you decide not to take it, I don't want to hear you talking to your neighbors. I tried to pick project, it failed. I had no luck. I don't know what happened. I can tell you what happened. You were stubborn and you tried to be cheap. And we always tell you guys this. In life, sometimes the most expensive are the cheapest products you purchase. Because you're going to end up paying the price in a way that you will never be ready. And believe me, time is the most precious asset you have, both in terms of with your family and within business. Tomorrow is never promised. So if you're going to do something, do it right from the get-go. That's all I have for you guys today. I'm tapped out.
Thank you so much. I've met several people who have really contacted us about pig farming when they see maybe the videos, or maybe we contact them for other things and they're like, by the way, I've also done pig farming before, but I quit it. I just left it behind because of a few reasons, especially for COVID, because I was talking to one person yesterday and was like, you know what, I had my project, I had my pig farm, but it got some problems. Yes, some problems during COVID time. So it wasn't really good for me. And also the things weren't growing. It wasn't working out for me. So of course, do not lose hope. Of course, I talked to the person. I told them, I asked him a few questions about the genetics, how he was taking care of them. Of course, there were a few things that were really, fishy there, he didn't do right, but I told him, I also advised him as well. But I told him, you know what, it's never too late for you to start again. Was like, by the way, after watching your videos and after learning from you guys, I think I'm now ready and I can start the journey all over again. So guys out there, if you've really done pig farming before and it did not work out for you, or maybe there's some things that you did not do right, please, it's never too late for you to start over again. Start and also work on whatever you did wrong previously so that you can be a better person. As I told you, because I already told them about starting small as well, starting with a few pigs, and you definitely have experience and expand. That is a major goal for everyone, because you don't want to invest so much and you fail at once, yet you put all your investment in there and you don't get anything out of it. My piece of advice is to start small but think big, but also take your precautions, take it slow, do your research, visit other farms as well, so that you can learn, so that you can be a better person. Genetics is key, by the way. We emphasize this all the time, but if you fail on that, you're going to be devastated. That's what I should tell you. Then another thing that I also wanted to to point out on what you said earlier on was about the investment, the overall investment that you put into the pig farming. Do not break a bank to start whatever you have. Save your money, the little you have, you can start with what you have in your pockets, what you have saved already. Because with these projects, sometimes you just start with the little money, really, then you expand with time. Our housing here, I know most of you guys who have been following us from the beginning, you saw our very first tent. We started with a tent, a small tent, then we, improved it. We go to the semi-permanent and we are right here. But still, we are going to get to a better one as well.
One very quick point I need to make.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, let me just say this, and I say this fervently from the bottom of my heart. If you're gonna make the investment to buy a really good female piglet from us or from a reputable farm out there, you do not want to let that pig be crossed with a bad male. You don't want to take a pedigree female and just be so quick, so thirsty for multiplication, and you just go and give that incredible female to a subpar male, because in the end, you're gonna end up paying the price. You're gonna end up looking back and say, oh my gosh, I had this pig, it was so nice, I got it from Value Farm, and yet it ended up not working out. The piglets are not growing. Don't blame us. Don't blame us if you're using the wrong feeding ratios, the wrong feeding programs, and you're cutting corners. But especially don't blame us if you take a diamond, somehow decide you're gonna merge that with a sapphire. You understand? So if you're gonna spend the money to get one good female pig from us, make sure you also either save your money, and if you can't buy a male immediately, call your local vet, call your local DVO. They can put you in touch with somebody that can actually come and actually do the artificial insemination of that pig for you at your farm. Instead of you cutting corners and introducing that female to a subpar male. Listen, we live in a world now where you all have to be betas or alphas, right? But if you want to be a leader, there's no beta in the alpha world. So you don't want to take a product that's only supposed to be with an alpha and introduce it to a beta. You know you will always lose with that combination. So what you need to do, again, be patient, be smart, be intentional about your business. Because anything in life you want to work, you have to make sure you are diligent, that you stay focused, you stay on course, don't deviate from anyone. Don't listen to the local experts who know nothing. They're just talking and giving you bad advice, okay? You make your investment, make sure that investment is gonna be introduced to caliber in terms of genetics, equal or better. The goal is to improve, not to dilute.
That is true. The beauty about the people who have really come here to purchase pigs, we give them all the records, we give them all the procedures that they need to follow. If you go shortcuts and you feel like, let me do it my own way, do not blame us. But we really appreciate everyone who has come here. You guys are amazing. You guys give us feedback all the time. That even makes us even more happier when we get feedback from you guys, when you take and you're really very happy. You're excited about the piglets that you're getting with the, with the breeds that you're taking from Value Farm. That makes us even more proud and even more motivated, to serve to other people who contact us. And of course, we have people from Kenya who have really contacted us and they want piglets from us. I always tell them they have to first work on their transportation, paperwork, that side. Then we can definitely deliver to you guys. It's not that we're refusing not to deliver to you guys, but there are also protocols that you need to follow. These animals cannot just cross borders just like that. Same to people in Rwanda, some people in Congo, Tanzania. I know you guys need the breeds from us, but please work on the transportation, work on your paperwork. When you're ready, we can definitely do our part as well, this other side, so that we can make things work out for everyone, for all of us. But we really appreciate you guys so much for watching this video and also following these tips, because these are really basics. These are some of the tips that any beginner farmer, anyone out there who wants to start this project should really follow. And I hope you have noted down. If you have any questions, any ideas, please leave them down below, so that as we can also learn from you guys and also experienced farmers out there in case you feel we've left out some key points that you want to stress out as well, please leave your comments down below so that we can also learn from each other. But we really appreciate you guys so much. And those who have not really checked out our social media platform, guys, please go and check out our Instagram. It is Value Farm UG. TikTok is Value Farm UG. Then Facebook is Value Farm. Go and see the behind the scenes. Go and learn something from there. Go and get some motivation in case you feel you're really down and you feel like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my money? You've saved it, but you don't know what to do. You can go to those clips. You can go to the shorts as well. And you see how we are doing things at Value Farm. But we really appreciate you guys so much. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Do not be selfish with this knowledge, guys. Do not just keep yourself in the house and you feel like, let me keep it to myself. I'm not going to share it with even my neighbors. Tell them to also watch so that they can also get into farming. But we really appreciate you guys so much. Till next time. Bye. Bye.